Hi, my name is Fran, and I am currently going through topical steroid withdrawal. Topical steroid withdrawal is an iatrogenic condition, which means it is a condition that has been brought on from medication that I was prescribed. I was prescribed topical steroids for a skin condition which was believed to be either eczema or psoriasis, and since coming off the steroid, topical steroid withdrawal has become apparent. That is what I'm going through. Topical steroid withdrawal is a condition that I would not wish on anybody. It is the most painful thing I've ever experienced. It's a combination of inflammation, oozing, flaking, insomnia, nerve zingers, thermoregulation issues. You put the steroids on your skin condition, it makes your skin condition go, and then the body reacts to it and it comes back 10 times worse. So in my case, I went to the doctors and had a little thing on my skin, thinking it was eczema because there's a history of eczema in my family, but I've never had it in my life. I was given steroids, put it on, it went, and then it came back twice as bad. So I went back, got given stronger steroids, it went and then came back even worse and was spread, and it just kept going on and on like this. I didn't know it at the time, but I was actually in withdrawal in January 2024 when I ended up in hospital. They still didn't know what was going on, whether it was eczema or psoriasis. It was only in January 2025 when I went completely cold turkey on the steroids. And through constant research that I'd been doing over the last few years, I finally found an organization called ITSAN, which are the number one organization in the world that advocate and campaign for more information and more guidance on topical steroid withdrawal. They are trying to get the message out that this is a condition and there are thousands of people suffering, and it is absolute hell. I am currently in month 5.
I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore.
So for me, when I stopped using steroids, the first thing that happened was my face became very red. It looked like I was a burn victim. It really looked like my whole face was red and burnt. And what happens is when you come off the cortisol steroids, the cortisol is restricting blood flow. It's reducing inflammation. So when you come off of them, suddenly the blood vessels open and inflammation just roars throughout the body. From there, from the red face, I then swelled. I swelled. And when I got so bad and I could barely see out my eyes, I cancelled a couple of Pilates classes I was meant to teach. From there, oozing around the lips and then crusting, burning, constant burning. I had ice packs all over me. I was so hot. And whilst the face started to go down, the hands started to erupt, as did the arms, the elbows, all the way up, all the way over my chest, all over my back, my belly, my bum, my legs, behind my knees, everywhere. And it had the same reaction. It got hot, it was burning, and tried to carry on being a normal person, even though I was just looking like I did. I really lost all my confidence. I struggled to go into shops on my own. I had to look down anywhere I went because all I would see is people looking at me. I had kids say, "What is wrong with you?" I had young children afraid of me just because of the way I looked. So it was really tough. From that inflammation stage, you go into the oozing stage. So suddenly I just oozed everywhere. In bed, I'd wake up in the middle of the night and the sheets were just drenched in ooze. I couldn't wear clothes on my skin. And any clothes I wore, it had to be open and baggy and airy, because anything that touched me, I just oozed through. It was horrible. Just makes me gives me oh. And you're still hot and you're wanting to ice and you cover the ice, but then it oozes through the covering and you then stick to the ice, you stick to your clothes. I was peeling clothes off of me. That's the ooze stage. Then the flaking stage. The layers of skin that have been so damaged, the skin starts to heal, so it starts to come up through all these layers. And then the top layer is protecting this new baby skin. And then this layer is okay, I'm ready. And it comes up. So this is I'm going to flake off. And then this comes up and it turns out that it's not very good skin. So this process just keeps happening. Flakes off. Now the flaking is, I could just brush my body and I would have piles of skin. I would have to hoover my bed every morning. Anytime I took clothes off, I have to hoover my surroundings. Any movement I would do, I would have to hoover. I literally shed. The wonderful thing about topical steroid withdrawal is that's one cycle. And that can be 1 week. That can be 2 weeks. But it starts again and you just keep cycling. And every cycle is a percentage less, which is amazing, but it keeps cycling. So you get inflamed, you burn, you then get oozy, you then flake, and it goes round and round and round. When I'm in my inflamed state, I can't bend my wrists. I struggle to open doors because I just can't flex, and if I flex too hard, I slit the skin and I bleed. My fingers, if I'm in my inflamed moment and I try and do something or reach out, they just crack and bleed and ooze and burn. Elephant skin here on my elbows, and that's from all the inflammation. I have hardened skin on my fingers, so I literally can't physically bend it. So you're so dry. You want to moisturize. That just seems like the normal thing. You're always told to moisturize. But actually, now I've learned moisturizing is the worst thing you can do for this skin. And it sends a signal to the skin to protect itself. So it creates this really hard skin. And yeah, it's just stuck like that because I moisturize. Trying to work through it. Work helps me mentally. And I love my work. But I can't work like I used to work. I treat patients. I can't treat patients back to back like I used to. I do a couple and I have to have such a break in between to ice my arms, to cool them down, to do this whole process. Psychologically, topical steroid withdrawal has had a big impact, to say the least. My life is completely, I don't want to say ruined, because I don't want to say these things, but my life compared to what it was is not the same. Can't make plans because I don't know if I'm going to be in a flare. I can't do the things that bring me joy and de-stress me, because I just physically can't with my hands, and I can't wear certain clothes. I seem to have lost a lot of friends and family because people don't believe. They think it's just eczema, but it's not. And I think that's what's so hard about this whole journey, because it's so hard to understand, because it's not in the forefront. People are unaware it exists, and that's why ITSAN is such an amazing charity really helps people like me who have got no support. When you come off these cortisol steroids, it messes with your whole hormonal system, because when you're putting them on topically, your adrenal glands stop doing their work. They stop producing cortisol because you're getting it synthetically. Suddenly your adrenal glands are just like absolutely what's going on. So your whole body is just trying to figure things out. So the longest I've actually slept is 2 hours, and that's one because of the cortisol and the dysregulation that coming off of these steroids give. Also because I sleep with ice packs. I sleep bandaged up. I can't remember the last time I was comfortable. I was able to go to bed and just get all cozy. Bind my fingers up like this so I'm like a mummy, and I still manage to scratch. Wake up with blood drenched, ooze drenched, sticking, trying to pull them off. It's just hell. Oh. There's a bone deep itch. That's the only way I can describe it. It's unlike any itch with eczema. It's an itch that you scram yourself to get relief, but you only get relief when you're scramming so much that you start bleeding. The pain of the bleeding that you're cutting yourself with outweighs the urge to itch. It's so hard because you sat there every night just trying to relax and you just can't relax. Ice packs trying to stop it, and sometimes it just feels like there's nails under my skin and they're just constantly there. So I'm making this video because there is a type of treatment available for topical steroid withdrawal that can speed up the healing process. Anyone going through topical steroid withdrawal will eventually heal. The skin just has to work its way. It's dependent on how much steroid use you've had and the potency and the length. For me, it's roughly going to take 1 to 2 years of living like this. I'm in month 5, and month 1, 2 and 3 I was 80% positive, just doing this, getting through it. It's going to be okay. It's going to come to an end. And now, because it's just been going on so long, I just want to sleep. I just want to be comfortable. I just do not think about it, and I want to just not be in pain all the time. This treatment is called CAP therapy, cold atmospheric plasma therapy, to help encourage and make your skin regenerate quicker. And for someone like me, 2 years of recovery till I have normal skin. With this treatment, it could be 6 months. That is like massive. It's a tricky one though, because it costs thousands of pounds I don't have. And that's why I'm making this video, to ask for some help. I really wish I didn't have to. There are only 3 clinics in the world that do this: Bangkok, Singapore and the UK. I was accepted for treatment in Bangkok first, and then just recently the one in the UK. There are so many protocols with it, but I can speed up the healing, and I just really need to try. I am normally so positive, and I really try to be, but this last month I'm so low, finding it so hard. I know I put on a brave face, and that does actually help, but it's really tough. I want to thank you for listening, and I completely understand if a donation is out of your means. I understand that. I do thank you for listening, and I'm thankful that you've taken the time to listen about this condition. Thank you.